Hi, I'm Rick Peebles. Welcome to Peebles Prosthetics. We're here in the Denver metro area in Colorado. We're here today to talk about the Mark 300 Articulator series and the LabRelator. It's our workhorse in the laboratory. We love its interchangeability, and we're just glad that Whitmix came up with the LabRelator, so we have a real workhorse in the laboratory. We're a full-service dental laboratory, and our articulations occur in both the crown and bridge department and removables department. We have the 310 and the 320 here today. We were using the 310 in our laboratory on a daily basis, and we ran into some concerns that we wanted to be addressed, and I talked to Whitmix about it, Lorena in particular, and we wanted something that was smaller, something that we could use on a lab bench. We are a production laboratory, so we wanted to make sure things went through the system as quick and easily as possible, but we wanted to do multiples. This allowed us to do that. You can see it's considerably narrower, so we can line up 3 or 4 or 5 on our benches and articulate them all at the same time. We love it too because it has no moving parts except for the anterior pin, which my technicians watch and set at 0. So this way, every time we mount, it's the same thing, and it will transfer between any of the 300 series articulators. We also like it because not only because of its size, but because it was easier to keep clean. We didn't have to mess with it. It was easy to handle it over the sink, underwater. We also use it in other areas of the laboratory, even though we do use it in both crown and bridge and removable. We use it in the finishing department. We are testing it, and so far it's been working out extremely well in our finishing process of picking up implant attachments, where we will leave the finished appliances on the master cast to pick up the final attachment. That way we don't lose vertical dimension. It fits into a pressure pot very nicely, whereas some of the larger articulators, both from Whitmix and other companies, they just aren't, they're just too big. So we find we get a better cure on the attachments, and we like doing it under pressure. This is the LabRelator as it works in the laboratory, what we would use for mounting only. We do want to watch that we check the incisal pin. Even though there are no other adjustments in this articulator, this is set up with the slide-matic in the index with the cast support. It's all stable now, so we can go ahead and add mounting stone to the upper member of the articulator. We've got the upper member mounted to the articulator. Now we're going to mount the lower. We're going to use the Flexi Mount rubber band. I know there's a lot of people out there that use a variety of techniques. This is the first time I've seen this. I'm very impressed with it. It creates a very stable situation with the lower model mounted into the trimmed bites that the doctor sent to the laboratory. It's all ready to go, so that I feel comfortable swinging it back and forth. Kind of allows me to be hands-free. It also allows the stabilization of the articulator when it's inverted, so that we can put the lower mounting onto the cast. We now have the case mounted on the LabRelator. We check to make sure that everything didn't move when we were mounting. What we like about it is it's easily handled with one hand, so that the technician is hands-free with one hand to fine-tune the mounting. What we also like about this is it takes quite a beating. The earlier 310 that we have, you can see there's some wear on it. But what is still nice about the 300 series is this still transfers to this. We still use this one every day. It's not going away by any measure. But what we wanted to do is preserve the articulator so that when a doctor or patient comes in, that we have a nice presentation for the case. So we're done in the plaster area. We want to get this back out into set up the teeth or do the next process. What is so nice about this is it will transfer from one articulator to the other extremely quickly, simple. And what's nice is you can do a check system. You can reuse your bites. You can make sure that everything is perfectly mounted. And you can see we're right back where we were. And this is what's great. If something would come in from a dentist that you see that there's a discrepancy, then you know that there is something going on that you have to check. And that tells you something is wrong somewhere, and it's a great check system as well. This is accurate to within 20 microns, so from that perspective, which it's hard to see unless you're under a microscope, it's very readily seen just in the laboratory with a pair of loops. So you can see we have the mounted case on the 310, the Mark 310. Everything looks good. It's great for case presentation, diagnostic wax-ups, or a setup for a patient coming in, or just sending to the doctor to let him look at one of the processes that we would be doing. So good-looking articulator. It's easily handled. It sits back on its haunches if you so desire. Just a great articulator to be used in a lot of different areas.